Everything.
My relationship with my
Okay.
girl. My kids are amazing. My job's good. Everything's
Yeah.
good. My
You-
recovery. I just got
since-
9 years.
9 years. Whoa.
Yeah.
Woo! I remember, man. I remember when you came in. I'm coming up on 17, so
Could you imagine it was 9 years ago?
Yeah, dude.
Walked in.
It's crazy. It's crazy. A New Beginning is, we're in our 11th year, you know,
Yeah.
and you were one of the first no, Steve, and then you,
Me.
house manager, and you were a house manager for
3 years.
3 years. Yeah, man. Wow. What was the biggest thing you got out of being a house manager?
The lessons I learned with relationships, the relationships, and you know when people would leave because of they'd get into a relationship with another girl or whatever, what have you, and then they'd be in the house for 6 months, but oh, I met this girl, she's amazing, da, da, da. I'm gonna fucking go and move in with her, and I'm like, dude, don't do that, like give yourself a little more time, and then they would go out. Or like the money situation, people get a good job. I wasn't that fortunate, me. Town Fair Tire making minimum wage.
Yeah.
So
Just barely paying your rent.
I think that was meant to be for me, though. You know what I mean? It was meant to give me these small, little stepping stones to where I needed to be. Because I think if I would have ended up getting a $30 job an hour, $40 job an hour, I would have done the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
So
No doubt.
that's what that was my biggest takeaway from the houses, is when, like people, financially they think they were better off, or relationship wise they think they were better off, and then they would just go, and then I would see them back.
What's the two biggest reasons why men relapse in recovery?
What?
The pink
Pink
and the
and the
green.
green, yeah. I didn't want to say it. I didn't know.
No,
I didn't know.
Yeah, we swear on this
I
podcast
didn't
from time
know
to
you
time.
wanted me to say.
For those of you that don't know what the pink and the green is the pink is the woman and the green is the money.
Yeah.
I learned.
Yes.
You what?
She learned.
I learned.
You learned? Yeah. That's kind of like my go-to. I'm like, do you guys know why the two biggest reasons why men relapse? And they're like, huh? The pink and the green.
It is.
It's true, man.
It's
It's true.
100%.
How many, like, because for me, it's like, I can pretty much, like, I'm a fortune teller now. Like, somebody comes in the house, I could just, from day one, when they start talking to me, and I'm so grateful, and blah, 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 all this stuff. And then week 2, they're like talking about everybody else's recovery,
Yeah.
And then week 3, they're gone.
Yeah.
It just happens time and time again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you were managing the house, did you like sit there and, yep,
Yeah. I did that pretty much. I mean, I don't want to say his name. He became house manager after me.
yeah,
And I knew, like, he had a solid recovery. He did. He had a solid recovery.
He did.
He
He
was
did.
always going to meetings. He did everything he was supposed to
sponsor.
sponsor everything. But I knew from the very first time when he came into the house, and then I went to a meeting and I saw him with his girl she's not in recovery. He would go everywhere with her. I'm like, that's gonna be his downfall, right there. And I told him that when we got back to the house. I said, listen, man. I said, you should keep those things separate.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because sometimes you're not going to be able to share honestly in front of her. I'm like, I understand maybe if she's in recovery, but she's not in recovery, dude. Like, you need to keep that separate. And like, lo and behold, that's what happened. He ended up getting into an argument with her one night. They got into a real big fight, and then boom, I don't even know where he is.
yeah. He came back and he I don't know. I don't know where he is.
Yeah.
I haven't heard.
He called me. He called me not too long ago
Yeah.
and said he was back in treatment or whatever, and he was like, this is my last chance, blah blah blah. And I I texted him back and he never got back to me, so I'm assuming,
How long ago was that?
I don't know, a year or something, maybe longer.
Well, he struggled for a couple of years when he first came around,
Yeah, I know.
and then he finally went to University Place, and he finally got it, and became a house manager. He was doing good in the beginning,
I know.
but what happens is we stop doing the things that help us to get clean and sober. We stop doing those things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We stop taking really good care of ourselves.
Yeah.
So what do you do now that you learned that when you came in? What are you doing now that helps you to stay clean and sober? Like, what are some of the things you started doing in the house and you're still doing today?
I have my routines. I'm a very routine oriented person. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I stick to my routines. I take care of myself. I go to the gym, the chiropractor, I go to meetings. I have to take care of myself. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I do those self-care things. Those are like my rituals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like clockwork. Every week I do the same thing all the time. I'm just a very routine and structured now. I'm more structured than I've ever been before.
You still doing cold plunge?
Yeah.
How many times a week?
Not too often. I was doing it more when I was working nights
Yeah.
because I was able to wake up and go jump in the ocean. You know what I mean?
Ah.
Because I have the ocean 2 blocks away from my house.
So you go jump in the ocean for how long?
5 minutes.
Wow. So how cold was it?
It was like 20 degrees, 30 degrees.
What?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
And is it different being in salt water than it is fresh water?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
What's different about it?
I don't know, just the feeling of it. I don't know. It's just a little bit different. It's just especially when you're outside. It's just the ambience of like if you have the sun's out and it's just like bright. It's just amazing to be out in nature.
So
in the water.
you would walk 2 blocks to go to?
No, drive my car.
Yeah.
There's a little parking lot at Walnut Beach. I go. I bring my my robe. You know what I mean? I have them all. I'm all layered up. I take off all my clothes. I put my robe there. I put my sandals on, and I go walk in.
Let's go in your shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I go up to my neck, and I just sit there. This couple saw me one day, and they're like, "What are you doing? You going swimming right now?" And I was like, "No." I'm like, "I'm going for a cold plunge." And they're like, "You're crazy." And I was like, "If you only knew."
Yeah. And how often do you do it now?
I probably go like around like once a week, but like I take cold showers every day.
Okay.
Cold showers I do every day.
Really?
Every day.
How's that?
Awesome.
Really? I like it better just getting in the water, because when the water's beating on you, it's like, because for me, when I go in a cold plunge,
Yeah.
I just want to get in. I get in as fast as I can, and then I breathe because it's so cold, and every
Yeah.
part of me wants to say, this is effing cold, and I'm like,
Well, the guy
Nope.
the guy Wim Hof who
this
cre-
isn't
who
cold.
created all
This is not cold. We got this. We got this. And and then it gets me through. And like 20 seconds in, your body starts to regulate.
Yeah.
Just don't move. Because if you move, it gets really cold again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but Wim Hof, yeah.
Yeah. He's the one that says,
Breathe.
taking cold showers is just as good as doing cold plunges.
You do that every day?
Every day. Every day when I get home from work and when I gotta go to the gym, I'll get home, I'll put my kids to bed, have dinner, put my kids to bed, and then I'll go and I'll take a cold shower to wake up to go to the gym, and then I'll hit the gym.
Wow, you work out at night.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah.
You know.
What time do you got to be?
I'm more of a night person. I've tried it in the morning a couple times, but my workouts aren't as intense.
And so, what time do you get up?
For work,
Yeah.
I don't know, like 6:30.
Okay. What time do you go to bed?
If I go to the gym late.
Okay. How long you go to the gym for?
I go a long time.
What, like 2 hours?
Yeah, around there.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes more, but I'll do everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll do cardio. I'll lift, and then I'll stretch because I have a herniated disc in my back. So
Oh wow.
you know what I mean. Stretching in the chiropractor, like I need to do it.
So what about
Constantly.
Chrissy? What does she say about?
What?
Like, is she cool with you going to the gym and you
Yeah,
help with
well,
dinner and put the kids to bed?
Yeah, well, if I go like if it was an issue if I was going like right after work, and like that would interfere with us taking care of the kids together.
Yeah.
But like in the wintertime, because it's my slow season, you know what I mean. So I'm able to contribute, help with the kids, and then go after. She's got no problem with it. You know what I mean. They're
And
asleep.
What gym do you go to?
Fitness Edge.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool. How long do you take the cold showers for?
Probably like 5 minutes, maybe a little less.
And that wakes you up.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't take any hot showers at all?
I'll take a warm shower first. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then right at the end, I'll just blast it, full blast cold.
Yeah.
Wake myself right up.
There you go.
It's,
There you go.
it's
No
amazing.
energy drink?
No coffee, and then pre-workout.
Okay.
I don't drink any of that Red Bull shit, Monster shit.
How many times a week do you work out?
4 to 5.
Okay.
A good 4 to 5.
All right. You're in good shape?
Yeah.
How old are you now?
41.
41. Well, look at all. Turn your head, man. Let me see all the gray.
Turning
Hey,
42.
look at. Pretty soon,
I'm
bro.
turning 41.
Pretty soon you'll have all. It's almost all gray.
My dad was fully gray.
Does
by
he
fo-
have more wrinkles than me? We're same age.
Listen, you're what are you? What nationality are you?
Chinese.
Chinese, right?
You want to talk into the mic?
They age gracefully.
Yeah.
All right.
She's got great skin.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
You can have mine.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I turned 60 this year. No, 60 last year. I'll be 61 this year. I'm just like, I'm old. But I feel
Yeah, but
great, dude.
you're not like the typical.
No, I feel great.
You're forever 30 in mine.
And
I
you
mean, dude is in better shape than most 30-year-old men.
and you know what too, dude? I take really good care of myself. I do the cold plunge. I have a cold plunge at my house. I have an infrared sauna.
Yeah.
You should get one of those, dude. Those are awesome.
Yeah.
And they're only like $2,000 at Costco.
Costco.
You send it, you build it yourself, and it's so good for you, man. It's so everything. And it kind of, it's like the yin and the yang. You know what I mean?
I did the infrared at that place, Float in New Haven.
Yeah.
Is it Float? Is it? I think it's called Float.
Yeah.
It's like they do like the Epsom salt floats and
Yeah.
stuff. Then they have like the infrared sauna. They have a masseuse there. You ever gone there?
No.
You should go.
No, it's nice, huh? What do you get? Like a membership you pay monthly?
Christy got me it a couple years, like for every Christmas, and for every like Christmas, she's got me like a package, but it's almost like the sleep deprivation tank, and you open up this big door, you get in, and you float, and you just
In the dark?
In the dark.
And what is it like?
My second time I went. My first time I was like, all right, it's pretty relaxing, whatever, and then the second time I went, it was like I was spinning in a black hole.
Really?
Yeah, man, it was pretty good.
And how do you, what does it do? Like, how do you feel when you get out of it?
Amazing.
Really?
Yeah, you feel super relaxed. I can't explain it. Literally, it's got so much Epsom salt.
Yeah.
They have bags and bags of Epsom salt sitting outside the rooms, and they just fill the tank up so much that literally, like,
You
it's
float.
weird. It's weird at first because you're like, what the hell? You know what I mean? And you kind of like, what's going on? But like once you like lean your head back and you put your head like on this little thing so your ears don't go under the water,
Yeah.
it's
And do they play music?
yeah, you get to pick the music you want.
Really? How long are you staying for?
I think you stay in for like 15 minutes.
All right. I got to try that. I want to try that.
It's right in downtown New Haven.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
right under the Omni Hotel.
Underneath in the parking garage?
Yeah, like you know that you know where like they pull the cars in?
Yeah.
It's like right there.
Oh, no kidding.
Can we go? Can we go together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let me go try it.
Yeah.
Can you do it with one person in there?
And they have the cryotherapy.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Did you try that?
You could do couples floats.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
And cryotherapy?
Yeah, they have the cryotherapy, the chamber where you go in and you.
Did you try that?
Yeah, I got the whole package. I did the infrared, the cryo, and the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did it do for you?
It's an awesome place. I'm like, and I understand why people get like packages there.
How much does a package cost?
I don't know, but every person that I've met there, like sitting in the waiting room with, they're all like so enlightened.
How about healthy? How do they look? Healthy?
Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah. Like everybody that I've met, like sitting down waiting for like a float or a cryo, and I've talked to them, like, and I've even talked to the staff about it. I'm like, people are just so, like, you could just tell that they have such a better quality of life by doing this
Dude,
stuff.
the best investment you can make
Yeah,
is, you know what?
yourself.
In yourself.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
100%.
Do you read?
No, I listen to audibles.
Okay. So you listen to audibles.
I'm a big audible.
What do you listen to? What kind of?
I listen to the David Goggins.
Okay, yeah.
The
Goggins, you ever read his books? You ever listen to his books?
Yeah, I'm actually listening to one of them right now.
Which one?
What is it?
Yeah, I read a few of his books.
I can't remember the.
Is it
title.
his story about when he was the fat exterminator?
Yep, yep.
And then he goes into what's it, SEAL training?
Yep.
And he went like 3-4 times, dude. He was tape and insane, dude.
Yeah.
And it's all true.
I know.
It's all freaking true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I love that whole self-care, improvement, personal growth space. Like Tony Robbins, her and I met at a Tony Robbins event.
Yep.
Because it's so true about recovery. Like I said earlier, we do all these things to get healthy.
Yeah.
And then we get healthy, and then we stop doing all those things.
100%.
You know what I mean? And some days it's like you don't feel like going to the gym. You don't feel like taking a shower, going to the gym, but you can't negotiate with yourself.
I saw this thing. It was like discipline. It's all about discipline.
Yeah.
It's not about, accountability.
Consistency.
It's about discipline. Being disciplined enough, just doing the things that what you said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to go I don't want to go to the gym every day. I don't want to go 4 days, 5 days out of the week. I work every day. A physical labor job. You know what I mean? But I know at the end of the day that I'm going to benefit from it. And then even when I'm there and I'm going to warm up, I'm struggling, dude. And then by the end of my workout, I'm like, man, I feel amazing.
Yeah.
Like, thank God I came here, Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
What are you currently working on yourself?
What do you mean?
It's first chapter, recovery.
Yeah.
Of course, we always keep working on our recovery. So, but what are you working on yourself now? We always have something to work on.
In recovery, you're
Or
saying?
out of recovery, just
Yeah.
life.
If
Yeah.
you as an individual, like, what do you?
Yeah.
Where's your weakness? Like, where do you need to step up your game?
God, so many weaknesses.
All right. Don't we all?
My temper is like the one thing that I'll forever be working on.
Where at work?
Everywhere.
Okay, I have a
Home?
better question to ask you.
Yeah.
What-
Everywhere. Home, work.
Like you yell and scream and
What
I just-
triggers you?
My emotions.
What triggers your emotions?
I don't know. I'm a very emotional person. I've always been emotional. I think that's why I was so prone to, being an addict and an alcoholic. So,
good. Get him.
Yeah.
We both working a lot on our triggers. Figure out what triggers
Yeah.
to not to be triggered, so you can stay calm.
But you know what? We attach meanings to everything.
Yeah. Maybe I gotta start doing that to figure out what triggers.
Yeah.
Honey, seriously.
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think
I hear it all the time from my people at my job. You know what I mean? Because everybody will.
What do
be
they
like,
say?
What?
What do they say?
Well,
Like
yeah.
you're a boss, right?
Yeah, I'm a crew leader.
Foreman, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a foreman.
Okay.
So I go.
You
out
sit in
on
the truck
road.
with the heat, roll the window down a little. Hey guys, make sure you put the. Hey, you put the stripes in the wrong place. We're supposed to be on the other side of the
Listen,
highway.
sometimes it's like that for me, but a lot of the times it's not. You know what I mean?
You gotta
Sometimes
get
I
out
gotta
there
get
and-
out there.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I'm the one that has the most knowledge of, I'm the one on the job that has the most knowledge of doing whatever that needs to be done. So I have the most responsibility. But sometimes I gotta get out there and do everything myself, you know?
Dude, you know what? One of the things I admired about you the most is when you had that job at Town Fair Tire. Dude, you would get up every day, go to work, you would pay your rent, you'd have about 40 bucks left over.
Yeah.
And he never once complained. And he never once was short on his rent.
No.
Then I remember you got the job they finally hired you. And you were supposed to be the lead guy on the floor, and you were so fucking proud.
Yeah.
Like you were gonna go from $13 to like $15, and you were like so proud. And I'm gonna have 401k and profit sharing.
Yeah.
But you always did the best job you could do.
Yeah.
And then I remember there was a little disappointment when you didn't get the fucking job, and all of a sudden you got the job that you have now.
Yeah.
And it's like you just went through the ranks, dude. Like they got this dude that just was gonna come in. And, like Tony Robbins always says, if you're gonna do something, over deliver.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna be a stock boy, be the best stock boy there is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you took such pride in that, and it paid off for you.
I would always constantly, because you would always be like, do the right thing, do the next right thing, do the next right thing. And any time that I was doing anything I was doing, whether it was stacking tires, I always would repeat to myself, and say if I stacked a tire wrong and I was about to walk away,
Yep.
I'd be like, just do the next right thing. And I would go back and I would fix
Yeah.
it perfectly.
Yeah.
And I still use that to this day.
And those small things,
It adds up.
that solidifies who you really are.
100%.
You know, like when I go to the store, I don't feel like putting the carriage back.
No.
But if I put the carriage back,
Yeah.
I feel better about myself.
100%.
Like if I don't put the carriage back, which is hardly ever. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll cheat. I'll throw it up on the island, but I leave the parking lot and I'm like,
Gets you.
Yep.
Yeah. I do it every time, dude. I put the carriage back where it's supposed to go every single time.
yeah,
Every time.
yeah, and it's
My sponsor used to say that too.
and it's so small
Big,
things.
big Mike.
What? Put the carriage back?
Yeah, he would always talk about that in meetings.
Big Mike, MJD.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
He's not my sponsor anymore, but when he was my sponsor.
yeah, yeah. You still do the same meetings?
Yeah, I go up to Guilford.
On
I was
Wednesday
going.
nights?
I was going to Milford. No, they don't have the Wednesday night men's anymore. They got rid of it.
Okay.
So I was going to Milford at one point after I had Mika, but it just wasn't the same, And I was going religiously all the time, and none of the guys were like, you know what I mean? Like I talked to somebody like here and there,
Yeah. Wasn't that same?
It wasn't the same. Like
Did that meeting
network,
disband, or
camaraderie.
it's just a
yeah,
different?
they disbanded it.
Wow.
There was only like 3 or 4 guys showing up.
Really?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
bad. It started getting real
Well,
bad.
COVID kind of screwed up everything.
Yeah, but it was even after COVID and
You know?
everything started picking up. There wasn't the same people going there anymore. And,
Yeah.
it was just
So how old is Maximus now?
3.
3. That's his real name, right? Maximus?
Yeah,
After the gladiator dude?
yeah.
Yeah, Maximus Aurelius. Aurelius, yeah. So he's 3 now, and what's the other one? Micah?
My daughter Mika.
Mika.
Yeah.
Mika Brzezinski from MSNBC. Yeah,
She's 18 months.
yeah. Now you didn't have Mika when you did the podcast last time, did you? Or she was just
No.
born?
No.
Chrissy was pregnant?
I think Chrissy was pregnant then.
Yeah. How long have we been doing this podcast now?
We started last year, February?
No, we
January?
started Thanksgiving. I thought we
Thanksgiving?
started around Thanksgiving of 20.
So then maybe I did have Mika then.
When was she born?
2023 July.
She was just born then. She must have
Yeah.
just been born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I must have had Mika then.
Did you go back to Italy last summer?
Greece.
Greece.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
where you
To
come
my
from?
father's hometown.
How was that?
It was beautiful.
Was it? Did you go to any meetings out there?
No, They don't know that people hardly speak. The only people that speak English are the younger generation. 'Cause
Yeah.
they have to take English classes. You know, all the older generation doesn't really. They don't really speak English.
Someone's phone. Is that your phone or is that you on the computer? Oh, all right. So, what is it like being a dad for two?
It's hard work,
Okay.
but it's
What's hard about it?
Just trying to balance out both of them.
Now, is Chrissy home with the kids full time, or
No.
they go to daycare during the day?
No, my mother and her mother split and they watch them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
That's-
I'm
That's helpful.
yeah.
Save a
so-
shit ton of money on childcare, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm blessed with that.
And what's Chrissy doing? She's still teaching
She's still a guidance counselor.
in Bridgeport?
Yeah.
She likes it there?
Yeah, she loves it. She loves helping out those kids.
Yeah.
If she get, it's like the same thing with recovery. You know, if you can help one person, it's,
Yeah.
it's gratifying for us. You know, same thing with her. If she could help one kid just reach the potential that they have. You know, because a lot of those kids, they don't really have
I'm sure she's
many
helped a lot.
many opportunities. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of guys come back, and a lot of girls and guys come back to her, and they're like, thank you so much for, everything you did for me. She gets kids in like, if they're like star athletes, she'll get them in like.
Was she at the high school?
Push them to private school. No, it's elementary. She did go to the high school program for a minute, but she went back to her original job. It's K through 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if she sees like any guys who are like great sports players, she'll try to get them in like Notre Dame or, like Bullard Havens or, technical schools or, whatever she possibly can so these kids can have the best opportunity
Yeah.
they could possibly have.
So what are the challenges of being a dad?
Just I would say patience for me was the biggest
Okay.
challenge.
How come?
Having patience.
How come?
Just because, just having two of them, man, it's
Mm-hmm.
tough. I'm sure you could agree because you have two of them around the same age. So-
18 months apart.
Exactly.
Well, they're both in sports. They're both in travel basketball, rec basketball right now.
Yeah.
Lacrosse. Getting ready to start travel lacrosse up. Ricky's a black belt in Taekwondo.
That's awesome.
Football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't wait till Max gets that old enough to do that stuff. We had him in swimming classes.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was good for him.
Okay. You learned how to swim?
Yeah, I mean it's been tough, so I don't really talk about this a lot, but so it's an early diagnosis, but we don't know, you know what I mean? But they're trying to say that he is on the spectrum now.
Autism?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was very hard for me to accept
That's Elon Musk.
for a while.
That's Elon Musk. Elon Musk is autism.
I know.
Um,
I don't know.
yeah, Ricky's he's getting ready to get tested. They think he had Asperger's, but it's all, there's no more Asperger's.
Yeah,
it's all autism
It's
now.
on the spectrum.
Super smart kid.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't know it when he was younger, and we just started figuring it out, and he's getting ready to get tested.
Yeah.
But there's a woman that goes to my home group, and her brother had autism, and she said it's like a superpower,
Yeah.
Elon Musk. But I'm just like, I'm curious as to what causes it. Like, they don't know what causes it. I'm curious as to what causes it, and my theory is I think it's the food. I think it's the food that we feed our kids, because a lot of it is not good, like unhealthy stuff.
Yeah.
So
You hear all these diseases more and more in USA. In China, you don't really, because you just deal with it.
well, because
It's
in
very-
the USA,
Yeah.
in USA we take 80% of the prescription drugs in the world. 80%. and we allow different dyes and chemicals in our food that other countries don't
Yeah.
allow. But like in Europe and China, yeah, you don't
And a lot of heavy metals.
You don't
and stuff
hear-
in our foods.
you don't hear
I met
too much.
Ricky. I
Yeah,
think he's a fantastic kid. He's just so what? Some areas he doesn't respond, or somewhere like he does. Everybody's different. I don't respond some certain way. You don't respond some certain way.
yeah,
I don't get diagnosed. I'm perfectly fine.
yeah.
Like our kids are perfectly fine. They just grow different than whatever.
Well, I mean,
It makes me
a
mad.
long time ago, it was like 1 in, 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's 1 in every 34 kids or something like that.
So-
Like the statistic is super high compared to when we were children. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's the only thing.
what-
is that
What
here it's getting more prevalent.
what brought you guys to the process, like the thought process that he might have autism?
So his speech was delayed for a minute. He was only saying like very few words. And when we would ask him or call his name at first, he would kind of just be, but he still does it. You know what I mean? Like he kind of just like goes off and like he's like, in his own like little world for a second. But like to me, I feel like it's almost like an ADD type thing, but I don't know yet. You know what I mean? Because you'll be like, Maximus, and he'll just be like, oh. You know what I mean? And then you're like, Max, and he'll be like, oh, what? You know what I mean? So like, I think it's an attention thing, but I don't know. We don't know until he gets older,
Yeah,
But, I have family members with it, and they struggle. So like, I don't know.
with
like,
autism or ADHD?
with autism, So, because at a certain age, they realize that they're different from everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just the fact of life. So, when I had a relative that's, he noticed he was different. He kind of has like these like tics. You know what I mean? He'll just like move around and whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
People just.
Yeah, Ricky does some weird shit sometimes. Like I'm watching this game and he's like pretending he's shooting the ball, but he goes like this, and he has no like fear with it. Like
Isn't that beautiful? CJ does it all the time.
Yeah,
The weird stuff.
like-
I just enjoy it.
like
It's like-
when he was into like Pokemon and stuff,
Yeah.
he'd be in the living room fighting battles and stuff with invisible opponents, and he'd be like, and he'd just look at you, and he'd be like, what? Like,
Yeah, what?
Why are you being weird looking at me?
Well, I
But
mean,
it's
little
cute.
little kids,
Yeah.
they
It's
have
cute.
they have that
Yeah.
imagination. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That type of stuff. But like, I'm talking about like the more on like the spectrum type of scale.
Yeah. What have you learned the most about yourself being a dad?
That I'm nothing like my father.
Okay, what is that? What do you mean by that?
No, I am like my father, but I strive to be present as much as I possibly can.
Yeah.
That's hard for men.
Yeah.
That's a very hard
I-
topic for men. Be present to their woman, to their kid.
What did you say? What did you say?
She said it's hard for a man to be present.
That's the.
It's
the-
true though.
yeah.
Most guys
Man,
aren't.
that-
They're just physically there, not.
The one thing to win women's heart is man be present. If you know how to be present, you win women all day long. But it's hard for men to do that.
No,
For kids. I mean, you be present to kids.
Are we doing a podcast episode for you?
Let me ask you a question.
What the?
You find out you are not like your dad?
Yeah.
Okay, so did you track any trails like something like your dad? You were not even aware, but then all of a sudden you realize, where did I get that from? That was unconsciously from my parents.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think I spoke about it before in the last one. My dad was very he's a very loving guy. You know, he's,
Like how did he show you a lot of affection? Like
Yeah,
kiss you on the?
constantly.
Would he kiss you on the lips?
No.
You were not like your dad.
Kiss you on the forehead?
Yeah, he would constantly
Tell you he
kiss me
love
on
you.
the cheek, constantly hold me,
Yeah.
hug me,
Yeah.
you know, squeeze me, and be like, "Hey, you know, I love you." I
Yeah.
love you.
Yeah.
So I constantly do the same thing. you
Yeah.
know, and I noticed I got that from him.
Yeah.
You know, so it was past.
When I found out Jess was pregnant with Ricky, day before our wedding, she tells me, and we're at our wedding rehearsal, the place we were having the wedding rehearsal the day before. And I remember she's like, I'm pregnant. She has this pregnancy test. And I was like, holy shit. Like, here I am. I'm almost like 50 years old and I've been by myself. I'm about to get married, so my life's going to change. And now I'm going to be a father and my life's really going to fucking change.
Yeah.
And then fear kind of came over me. Like, what if I turn out to be like my father? Like, what if I be that father?
Yeah.
And I remember telling my friend, Jimmy, I said, Jimmy, I don't know how to be a father. And he says, yeah, you do. Your father taught you everything not to do.
Yeah.
And that was like a light bulb went off. And it was like, okay, I'm not going to focus on that fear. I'm going to focus on being a great dad.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just do the opposite of what my fucking dad did, because my dad didn't show me love.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't want to receive love from anybody. I pushed everybody away my whole fucking life. You know, like that defense mechanism, and then I go to prison, and it's like, don't fucking come near me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't trust anybody.
No.
You know, so I didn't have anybody to teach me about love. My mother might have tried, but I pushed her away too. You know what I mean? But my mother, I don't think she did a very good job of receiving love and getting love. She always got love from unhealthy places, like my father, and being in those types of relationships. And I think it went down to self-love. You know what I mean? Like she attracted the men that she thought she deserved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'll say today I'm a great dad. You know, and I'm very affectionate to my kids. Like I always tell them I love you every time I leave. Love you. Go give them a kiss on the head.
Yeah.
You know, shake their ruffle their hair and give them a kiss on the head, and I love you. And then all our conversations always end, love you, Dad.
Yeah.
You know.
It means a lot, dude. It meant a lot to me. You know,
Yeah,
so I know.
Yeah.
You know. It's gonna mean a lot to them.
Going to practices and stuff like that, going to the games, driving in the truck to and from the games. I mean, those are the best times.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, but like Ricky and I, we have a great relationship now. Like we're very close. You know what I mean? Like I could talk to him, he'll listen. Like when I coach him and stuff, he'll listen. And Carson, forget about it. It's like, Dad, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like he knows everything.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just like scratch my head. I'm like, I don't think this kid even cares if I'm around. You know, I know it's not true. I know he loves me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course,
But
yeah.
it's like, I always say that our kids will say thank you when they're older.
Yeah.
We're not going to get a thank you now.
No.
We're going to get a thank you when we're older, like when we're in our deathbeds, and you know, you and I, right? We're going to be great dads. We're great dads,
Yeah.
and they're going to realize, like, wow, I had a great fucking dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
So it's awesome, dude, because life is about, it's not about, you know, what we buy our kids, all that plastic stupid shit, or the Air Jordans that we bought them. I mean, they'll remember that stuff, but it's about the time that we spent with them. The time when we rubbed their hair and said, I love you. You know what I mean? The time that when they fell down, we were there for them.
Yeah.
You know, the time when they, you know, became a black belt in Taekwondo, we were there. Took lots of pictures. I have lots of pictures in my phone.
I'm
You
sure
know,
you do.
videos, and yeah, it's just I love being a dad. They taught me how to love.
Yeah.
That's one thing my kids taught me, was how to love. You know, and sometimes I'm not so great at it. Like I suck at relationships. My relationships with my kids, I'm pretty good, but all my other relationships, I'm like fucking damaged.
I'm
like,
I
damn.
feel you, dude. Don't
What
worry.
about me? If you are damaged while I'm here.
Well, you know,
Well,
I-
that's a weird
come-
statement.
I come from the island of
He's
misfit
he's
toys.
just being honest.
No,
He's just
yeah,
being
because
honest.
you know, like her, I love her very much.
Yeah.
And I'll show her my love,
Yeah,
but sometimes I'm not fucking present. Like I try to be,
yeah.
you know what I mean? And you know, I try to be a good man, and I believe I'm a great man. But it's like with intimacy, I suck at it. You know, I lost my mother. You know, I was locked up in the hospital. Last time I saw my mother alive, she was in the hospital, hooked up to machines, and I went to see her. They took me to see her. I was locked up in county jail, and I was in shackles and chains.
Wow.
And I had to go in there and, you know, that's how I said goodbye to my mother. And then I went to the wake, and she was fucking, she looked, ugh. I hate fucking
Were you,
wakes.
when you went
But-
to the wake, you were in shackles and chains?
Yeah,
too?
but I was by myself then. Like I went to see my mom at the hospital to say goodbye to her because they were going to take her off the machine. And I had to walk down the hallway, and all my family members and all that, they were there. Like I was walking down this hall. I had to walk past all of them. And, you know,
Crazy.
they wanted to reach out to me, and I wanted to, you know, reach out to them,
But you could have.
but you couldn't do it. And I was just so embarrassed. I had guilt and shame.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm sure.
I had stole some stuff from my mother for drugs before she died. And then she came and saw me Christmas Eve day. She came and saw me at jail. And she just said, I love you very much. And I couldn't apologize. I didn't apologize to her for what I did. And then, like 3 or 4 days later, I got a call, and she had a aneurysm, and she had just beat cancer. She had just beaten breast cancer. She had an aneurysm in her sleep, and she went to the hospital, and she never woke up. She was in a coma. And then New Year's Day, they took me to see her, and that's when I had to walk down, and it was just one of the worst experiences of my life, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, like my parents didn't really teach me about love, about relationships, how to be in relationships.
Yeah.
You know? So.
I mean, we also learn all from parents. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, if you live around a toxic relationship, most likely, you know what I mean. That's what you're gonna put out there. I feel so. This is how I feel, right? So I feel you get what you put out in life, right? So if you're at a state of chaos in your life, right, and you're looking for a girl, and all your life is chaos, that's what you're going to attract,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's how the universe works, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you're working on yourself and you're in a state of content, you're going to attract a woman that's also content or somewhat normalcy. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. And that's how I feel like even with Christy. Like that's how we ended up together. When I was, when after, you know, because we've had trouble after we had the kids, you know, and we had to go and fix and go see a therapist. We went to go see a couples therapist for a while and fix our relationship. And I told her, I said, you, like, what attracted me to you was that you were the most normal girl that I had been with. And I can't even remember. Because I was always living a chaotic, you know what I mean? Drinking, doing
Yeah.
drugs, chaotic life. That's what I was always attracting, was that person, that other person. I was never attracting anybody that was,
Normal.
yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Just cause, you know, you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because we live that life, you know what I mean? So that's just, you know, that's what I was attracting my whole life, was just chaos. So,
All right.
you know,
All right. So what have your kids taught you?
what have my kids taught me?
Yeah. About life.
I never knew that I could love a person that much,
Yeah.
you know? I never thought. I mean, I've been in love, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I've had relationships where I've been in love, but I've never fully loved a person like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
You know what I'm saying.
I do.
You know,
I do.
that's just the way it is.
Describe Maximus in one word.
He is. I'm not gonna say. He knows what he wants. I don't know how to say that. Not demanding.
Determined?
Determined. He's a very determined
Okay.
little boy.
All right.
Like super determined. Like he always knows what he wants. You know what I mean? It's not like a pick and choose for him.
Very focused.
He's very focused on exactly what he wants.
That's autism to it.
That's
to
so.
to a T.
So
and when he does and gets what he wants, he's like
yeah.
all
yeah,
his attention goes into it.
Yeah.
What's his favorite cartoon?
His favorite cartoon right now. He likes just to skim through YouTube. So he's like a big like Nastia. I don't know if you know that chick Nastia.
No.
She's like a YouTuber. She's like the most popular YouTuber. in the
Younger?
world. Yeah.
Like Ryan's World?
She has like very young videos of her like when she was super young. It's just her and her dad.
Yeah.
And they like go through like crazy stuff. And
Making millions of dollars
Billions.
doing it, yeah.
billions.
Yeah.
She's like
insane.
She's like her and her father are like multi-million.
How old is she now?
She might be like 13, 14 years
Okay.
old.
But that's what he likes to watch?
He loves that. He loves PJ Masks.
Yeah.
He's obsessed with superhero Legos.
Paw Patrol?
He loves Paw Patrol.
Yeah.
But like he doesn't watch superhero stuff, but he loves like because I bought him a bunch of superhero Legos for Christmas.
Yeah.
He's obsessed with them, dude.
Yeah.
He like lines them all up perfectly.
Yep. Yep.
On the table.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Describe Mika. One word.
Mika,
Mhm.
sassy.
Sassy. Are they complete opposites?
She's very much like him. She's like she does a lot of things like him, but
Okay.
she's like so similar but completely different.
She look up to him?
A little bit, yes.
When you say sassy, what is she sassy about?
She just
Well, she's a woman.
yeah,
Girl-
exactly.
girls
That's
are
what I was
sassy,
just
yeah.
gonna
I'm not
say.
sexy.
I think you could do a podcast on sassiness.
Yeah, she's super intelligent, super smart.
Okay.
Like she could count to 10, and she could count to 10, and she wasn't even 1 year old. Like Max is doing that now. And she's doing what Max is doing at 18 months.
Yeah.
Like crazy. Like
Yeah.
I mean, they say girls do
Develop.
faster than boys, but
How old was Max when he walked?
I think he was like 18. I think he was like 18 months, maybe a little bit less than that. A little bit, maybe
Really?
more than a year or something like that. A little bit over a year.
Yeah.
How about
I think-
Mika? When did she walk?
10 months.
Yeah. Ricky was like 12, 13 months. Carson was like 9 months, dude.
Really?
Little. He was running around the house with plastic golf clubs, beating Lola
Yeah.
in his diaper. And then he pushed a chair. He used to push a chair up to the sink, and he'd get on the sink and play with the water and spray the hose. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's great. It's great being a dad, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Did you ever think you were going to be a dad?
Never,
Yeah.
ever.
Where were you at when she told you she was pregnant with Max?
In the truck, driving with one of my other employees, and I had her on the speakerphone. and,
What?
and she was like, "I gotta tell you something," and I didn't. I thought she was gonna like, because I jumped to conclusions, So she was like getting me nervous. She was like, "Call me later," and I'm like, "Just tell me now." And she was like, "I'm pregnant," and I was like, "Oh, all right." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I thought it was something worse, like she got into a car accident, or her mom passed away, or like something. The way that she approached me with it, it was like something that was so bad. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But to me, it wasn't a bad thing. To me, it was amazing. So, like it was a great day for me. Even with Mika,
How'd she tell you about Mika?
she did the same thing. She just called me and let me know. Was like, I'm pregnant. I was like,
Did you plan for it?
both of them now. Both of them were unplanned. So, it just happened.
How many more kids you gonna have?
I don't know. I went to go see a psychic, and she told me 3. But Christy's trying to tell me that she's not gonna have.
Wait, you went to see a psychic?
Yeah, medium.
Why?
Because I've had a lot of friends to go that went and saw her,
Yeah.
and they said she was good. So I just went to go see if you know what I mean.
What did the psychic tell you?
Do you want to know what's crazy?
Yeah.
Right? So I had multiple friends go to this lady and be like, dude, she's legit. Like, you gotta go and see her.
Mm-hmm.
So I went, she's up in Seymour. And I went and I was late for my appointment. So I was sitting outside. I mean, I wasn't late. I was too early for my appointment. So I was sitting outside and her thing is like downstairs. So I'm like calling her. She's not picking up the phone. I'm like, I don't know like when my appointment is. So she finally calls me back and she's like, oh, you're supposed to be here in 15 minutes. Just show back up in 15 minutes. But I was outside the whole time. So I walk in and this is when I lost Jasper, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, sit down, blah, 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 this and that. So I sit down and the first thing she says is, I was getting my stuff ready for like my day and I get here and she's like, and this big black dog is running all through my office.
That's Jasper?
Jasper, it was a big black Rottweiler.
What? It was like in the psych world?
Yeah.
In the spiritual world?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And she's like, this big black dog is running all through my office. She's like, it reminded me of my mother used to have like a mini Rottweiler. She's like, it reminded me of a big one. Do you used to have a dog like that? And I just had lost Jasper.
Wow.
I literally started crying right there.
Why did she say that to you?
The fucking spot. Because I'm telling you, dude, this lady was legit, bro.
Yeah, but why did she bring up the Rott? Like she was getting ready to do your psychic reading?
Yeah.
And she said to you,
She said, I don't know why. And I was like, I was sitting outside the whole time, so there must have been that like connection. But
Jasper was going to check the place out.
dude, she was like, he was fucking running around all inside my office and around here.
Wow. And what did she say when you told her that?
What about Jasper?
Yeah, Jasper.
I started fucking bawling, crying. She was just like,
what
yeah.
did you say to her?
Nothing. I was just like, I just lost him. Like he was like,
That's
Like,
why
that's-
she's seeing him.
yeah. I was like, that's my boy. And she was like, yeah. She goes, he goes, I'm getting a connection from him, and he said to me that you were enough.
Well, remember we went and rescued him?
Yeah.
George was like, I want a dog. I said, I know somebody who's got a Rottweiler.
You
Yeah.
were enough?
I was enough for him.
He was an owner. He was a great owner.
Oh.
Yeah. Because he had another family. That's why I think he was so messed up, and he would always snap and
Yeah.
bite people. Because I just had a feeling that guy used to.
So what else did she tell you?
Seeger came through. Remember Seeger?
Matt? Yeah.
Seeger came through.
How do you know it was him?
She said, she's like, I'm getting a picture of somebody sitting on a bench, and his girl got a bench dedicated for him in New Haven.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And she's like, who's Matt? And I was like,
What?
I'm like,
Oh my God.
yeah,
Wow.
dude, yeah.
I gotta go see this lady.
And I'm like trying to
too.
like rack my brain, dude, trying to think of
You
who.
should have definitely.
I'm like, who she's trying to think of, dude. You know what I mean? Dude, she knew stuff about. So she knew she got through to my father. She knew.
What'd she say about your father?
She knew about my houses in Greece. That nobody nobody would know. Like even if you were to do a Google search on me, like you would never
Yeah.
know that I have property there.
Yeah.
She's like, you have one your dad says you have one in the mountains and then you have one down in your town. I'm like, yeah. She's like, he said you need to go back there and figure everything out. That's your property. But and this is exactly what my father would say. She was like, oh, she's like, you have tattoos dedicated to your dad? And I was like, yeah. And she goes, your dad said they're badass. And that's my father, dude. That's the way my dad talks.
Yeah.
Hey,
Wow.
those things are badass, George. Like with his Greek accent. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was crazy, dude. I literally, the whole time I was having a conversation with her, my hairs were standing up on my arms.
Okay. And then she told you you're gonna have another kid.
Yeah.
You need to go see her.
What did she tell you?
And it was at the time I had Max already, and I had Mika, and Mika was in my girl's stomach. And she's like, you have a boy now. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, you have a girl and your girl's pregnant with a girl. And I was like, yeah.
You didn't tell her?
No. She knew.
Come on,
I
dude.
swear to God, dude.
What, does she throw you some money every time you get somebody to go to her?
No. Dude,
I'm
her
joking.
her calendar, if you call right now,
Yeah.
you're not gonna get an appointment for 3 or 4 months.
Really?
That's how booked she is.
I'm gonna go see her.
Yeah, you can go talk to your
That's
mom
crazy.
and dad.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
You
Yeah,
can go
she
talk
was
to your mom.
I went to one meeting, but it wasn't like really that
No,
good.
some are
Like,
really
I,
good.
I felt like she fished for a lot of information.
No, this lady literally, I mean, it kind of sometimes like you feel like that's what she's doing, but there was too many things that.
Like she said Matt, and she said a Rottweiler, a dog.
Yeah.
Wow.
A big
the
black
house
dog.
in
A
And
Green.
she
big black
said,
dog.
and she said Christy was pregnant with a girl in her stomach.
And she goes, your father is. She goes, she's in your girl. She's pregnant. Your daughter is in your girl's stomach right now, and she's like, and your father plays with her while she's in the stomach, or in your girl's stomach.
Wow.
And the house in the Greek, he doesn't tell anybody.
Yeah, nobody knows about that.
You can't even search
You
up.
you have a couple houses in Greece.
That's the reason why I went there last time. This time around.
Yeah. Okay.
Trying to figure it out. It's a big, complicated situation.
Yeah.
It sucks. Then my father, he lived that life where it was like, oh, my kids will get the property, but like the Greek
What
government.
is all in court and stuff? Got to go
No,
through
they
court.
don't even know I exist. They didn't even know we existed.
Is that a lot of money for the house?
Yeah, we had to just go through so much stuff. It was
But that's
unbelievable.
fancy problem.
What?
That's fancy problem.
No, but now I'm going. I'll talk about it with it later.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's just I'm going through a lot of other issues with it. It's just
Oh,
it's
yeah.
very
All right, man.
just
Well,
Okay.
listen, we're
Yeah.
one hour in, man. This episode we just talked about a lot. Talked about a lot, but it's been a good conversation. It's just like talking about life and self care and catching up and
yeah, everything.
wow, dude, you're a pretty amazing guy, dude. You got a lot of intrigue. I feel like we just talked to like a CIA spy or something. Are you a spy?
Yeah, I wish, dude.
All right.
I wouldn't
all
be. I
right.
wouldn't be here.
Well, listen, George, I was asked this question. What would you say to somebody that's in recovery that ready to give up? It's like, fuck it, I'm just going to go out and get high. What would you say to that person?
I think I said this last time. It's just what I feel. Is you're stronger than you think. That's it.
Yeah, man.
Everybody is always stronger than what they think they are.
Yeah, man.
You know.
Wow. This has been a great episode.
You just gotta get a little.
We're going to have to do it again next year. I want to go see that medium. I want to go talk
I
to
want
her.
to see. I want to listen to your triggers. How much progress you work on your triggers.
The next
What,
time.
for next year?
Yeah, and
Alright.
if you are more present with the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, listen, this has been a good episode, George. Glad to have you in the studio again.
Thank you for having me.
I guess we'll do it like on an annual thing.
Yeah.
Always good to see you, man. Good to see you killing life.
Good to see you too.
Shing Shing, how does one get a hold of us?
You can find our information on our website, newbeginningrecovery.org. We are also on social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, on the New Beginning Recovery House. If you have a loved one who needs help, please call us on 860-977-5250.
Share the show. Good shit, man. Wow, that's crazy about that fucking medium, dude.
Dude, it was nuts, bro.
Our podcast started October last 2023.
2023. Yeah, so it's been.
Yeah, so her name is Heaven. Her name is Lee, but she does Heaven. It's her name of her business is Heavenly Scent. It's in Seymour. It's right off of Route 8.
Route 8, yeah.
Right off Route 8.
And she's like that booked out.
That booked out. Every time.